everyone, welcome to our channel, Life Joyfully Done. I'm Jen, and today we are going to be doing something very special. We are going to be making a custom prize wheel. So this is the wheel that we are making today. It is a obviously Nightmare Before Christmas themed wheel, and the reason that I chose that particular theme is because we have a collaboration coming up for Pi Day, which is 3/14, and our pie is going to be chosen by this wheel. More on that later, but let's get into making this custom prize wheel. Okay, so I picked up this prize wheel from IKEA. It was just $24.99. And then I used my Cricut to cut out some different shapes. I used Google and Etsy to find many of these shapes. If you would like a tutorial on how to cut some of these shapes out of Cricut, I am more than happy to make that for you in a future video. So please comment below and let me know. And I was able to find this Oogie Boogie ornament at Walgreens after Christmas for super cheap. I also have contact paper here. I'm not going to put together the prize wheel on camera simply because, you know, IKEA instructions are pretty easy and you can follow them if you so desire. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the box here and use some contact paper to trace the circle. I'm using the contact paper to give the base layer, the green, a little more stability because I did not have green cardstock, so I had to use this kind of, it's almost copy paper thickness. And so I thought the contact paper would help, especially since I'm going to be cutting holes in it to place over top of the little nubs of the prize wheel. After you get the circle traced, go ahead and cut that out of the contact paper. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this since, you know, cutting a circle out of contact paper is pretty self-explanatory. Alright, now that I've gotten it cut out, I'm going to place it on top of the wheel to kind of get an idea of where the nubs will be in regards to the circle that's going to lay on top of it. So now I've moved the prize wheel out of the way and laid down the contact paper, and I'm going to go ahead and take the 4 pieces of green of the circle and lay them out just to make sure that they're going to fit, which they do. So as I mentioned, this is cut out of more like a copy paper thickness, so I went ahead and grabbed some tape to tape the 4 pieces together so that when I'm laying the contact paper onto them, they don't move and they stay still and aligned so that they fit properly on the prize wheel. Okay, so now we have all of the tape placed, and we're going to go ahead and take the backing off of the contact paper and very carefully try to align it with the paper circle. It doesn't have to be exact. In fact, I would honestly recommend cutting the contact paper circle a little larger than your finished circle, because you can always trim it and you don't have to worry about being perfectly centered with the contact paper when you're placing it. Just something I learned after trying this. I went ahead and placed the contact paper on the back of the circle instead of the front because I will be adding those other triangles that you saw previously to the top of the green side. You might end up with a few bubbles, which you can very easily just peel the contact paper back a little bit and smooth them out. I did this a few times. Even after I turned it over, I noticed a few more bubbles and went ahead and fixed those to the best of my ability. Not perfect, but good enough. And next I grabbed the green circle and placed it on top of the prize wheel to kind of give myself a guesstimate of where the holes are for the little nubs. I don't know what you call that, but the little things that are on the outside of the wheel there. I decided to go ahead and flip the wheel over and mark out the center to give me a guide when I'm placing the different colored triangles later on. I thought this just might be helpful. After marking the center, I went ahead and placed the green circle on top of the prize wheel again and went ahead and started cutting out the circles for the nubs with a hole punch. I did discover that the hole punch wasn't wide enough for these nubs, so I had to use the hole punch to make them a little bit wider, and I went around the circle and did this for each one, and eventually I decided to go ahead and just make the one hole and push the nub through, and that helped me to then see how much wider I needed to make the circle. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done, and this is what it looks like. Figuring out how to place the triangles took some time. I tried a couple different ways and eventually decided on placing the smaller outer portion of the wheel up to the nubs so that it was evenly spaced. This made it a lot easier to place the triangles, and it went a lot smoother and quicker once I discovered that. So learn from my mistakes, start with the outer portion, place all of those, and then place your triangles. It definitely helped a lot. Now we are going to get ready to place all of the little, oh gosh, what do you call them? Icons. I based these icons off of photos that I found on Google of Oogie Boogie's wheel and kind of just used my own spin on them and placed them on all of the red pie pieces. Later, I decided to go ahead and make a center portion, which I called the Wheel of Misfortune. I did get that idea also off of an image I saw on Google. I think it was from a casino of the Oogie Boogie wheel, and I thought it was just perfect for this project, and so I added it to the center. The last thing I added to the prize wheel was this Oogie Boogie ornament. I did secure Oogie with some Velcro. This way in the future, if I want to use this wheel for another project, I can just simply switch him out as well as the wheel cover that we just made, and then replace it so that we can use it in the future for something else. All right, folks, here is the finished custom prize wheel that we themed after Nightmare Before Christmas. We've got Oogie here on the top, and it's called the Wheel of Misfortune. And this wheel is going to help us decide the pie that we make on 3/14 for the Pie Day collab that we are a part of with over a dozen other channels. You might be thinking, okay, well, there's no toppings, crust, fillings listed on here. Well, that is because you all are going to help us decide what to put on these blank pieces of the pie. Kind of a joke, not really. So what you need to do to help us figure this out is go to our Instagram, which is at LifeJoyfullyDunn, and we're gonna have a poll of sorts or a question. I'm not quite sure yet, but it will be up on our Instagram, and on there you can choose or suggest a filling, and we will then put those on these blank ones, and wherever this little thing lands is what's going in the pie. And if it lands on one of these ones with the little symbols on it, then it's gonna be the spinner's choice. So this is gonna make for a very interesting pie, I am sure. I'm really excited about it because my husband, Eric, has agreed to try the pie once we're finished. That is gonna be so hilarious because he is very picky about his food, and I can't wait to see what happens. So be sure you go to our Instagram and help us out by suggesting some. Hi, Gronk. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. You want to say hello? Gronk has decided to join us for a second. But anyway, like I was saying, just go ahead and head over to Instagram so you can help us figure out what our pie will be. And don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you are alerted every time we post more joyful content. Thanks so much for watching. Bye! You say bye, Gronk?